Hey everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we completed the quest with Vivian, escorting her down into the areas below the lowest area of Core City so she could repair an electronics station down there. While we were assisting her with us, we ended up falling down into a pit by accident when we flipped a switch. We were able to escape that pit with the help of Vivian, as without her, we would be unable to have taken the elevator upstairs. She was required to unlock one of the doors down there. We discovered a little bit about her past. We flirted with her a bit. She flirted with us back. We agreed to go on a date to the Hardcore City bar. And then, when we arrived back at JKK to talk to her, to get paid, we discovered that she had been killed. Eliminated, as she was a spy working for Cortec. That sucks. We are not quite where we were, though, when we left off, because after thinking about how we ended the last video, it occurred to me that this was not the way Decker would respond to the situation. I was role-playing Decker the way I would have responded. Decker wouldn't care that Vivian was killed. He'd probably not care one bit. He wouldn't laugh at her death, but he wouldn't grieve over it either. He wouldn't feel sorry for her. So I want to redo the conversation with Ola. I don't think it matters at all. I don't think there's probably anything else in regards to Vivian, which is a shame. But I wanted to roleplay Decker correctly. So let's go back here and talk with Ola again and see what he says. And then I'll give some thoughts really quick about what I actually think happened with her, and then we'll be good to go. Bro. Hey, Ola. Where's Vivian? She said she'd meet me here. Ola's smile appears to be a bit wider than usual, and a bit more dishonest. Bro, how's it going? I got your reward here for that job with Vivian. Here. He gives you 500 charons and a suit of leather armor. Sweet. That's done. Now, bro, I was told by Mr. Ezram himself to get you up there in his office. I understand if you're nervous, but you really shouldn't be. He's totally groovy, totally chill. Just go there. Come on now. You didn't answer my question about Vivian. What question? You playing dumb with me, Ola? That's never a good idea. Ola's smile slowly fades away as he answers her question. Me? No, you got it all wrong. It's just... well, she's gone. Too bad, I know, but you should simply forget about her. You've got to think forward, bro, not be stuck in the past. What do you mean, she's gone? You used to be so damn annoying, don't you? She's gone. There's no more Vivian. Remember when I told you back there that we were suspicious she was doing some funny business? Well, she was. She was a double agent, you idiot. She was working for Cortec. She was a spy. And if you had any idea what we uncovered while you were on your little friendly trip, you'd wipe that expression off your face. So I don't really like any of these answers. I wish there was something where I would just shrug and say, okay, and that would be it. I don't know if Ola... so, alright, let's talk about what I think is going on right now. So, it's actually really confusing for me. And I guess in truth, I'm not really sure. Vivian has a bunch of mannerisms that Mikola Young has. She says the same phrase that he says, lovely. And she seems to know a lot about Mikola, enough to make me think that she is his daughter. But Mikola says that he never had a daughter. And he also hates the oligarchs. So I think she probably was a spy. The writers here at Stygian Software did a good job on Vivian Young. She's cute. She's funny. She flirts with you. She has a good sense of humor. She helps you out. She's very approachable. and this makes you like her. Did a good job. I really was hoping for a date with her. Oh well. So, since we don't know, and since I don't have an answer here that I like, I'm gonna go with answer 4. You know what? I always thought she was pretty damn annoying. If she indeed was a Cortex spy, she deserved what she got. Listen, that... What? Really? His face twists into that of confusion. I thought you got close or something. He starts smiling. I even thought you were going to jump on me. What we did with the last time. You sound really serious, bro. Yeah, she's gone now, and serves her right. Let's get all about this and get on with our jobs. Whew. I'm glad we're good. I did kill him with Decker last time. Again, that would be my reaction. Also, for the final battle, I would have, if I intended to let that be the permanent answer to that problem, I would have actually activated shields, used drugs, rounded the corner, and just killed all of this organization. I actually don't know what would happen at this point if I did get one of the oligarchs angry with me. If you've played through this game and you know, I'd be curious if you could let me or my viewers know down below in the comments. I hate saying that. Most of the time, let's get this out of the way. Most of the time when people say, let me know what you think in the comments section, I roll my eyes because pretty often, like a lot of people, they don't care what you say in the comments section. They just want you to comment so that the algorithm recommends their video more. Right? I don't think probably some of the big, huge YouTubers care that much. I'm not saying everyone, but probably most don't. But I do. I guess we're going to do a little bit of meta YouTubing before we go any further here. I try to respond to every comment I get. If I don't respond to your comment, I swear I didn't see it. I usually will heart a comment to let you know that I read it, and then I'll respond to you to let you assuming you ask me a question or something of the sort. If I don't respond, it's generally because I feel like you said your points, I've said my points, and there's a reason for me to respond other than say, "Yep, I agree." And I'm like, I'll just heart that. I don't need to say that sort of thing one last time. But if you do know, do tell me in the comments, because I would be curious if you can actually complete Underrail. If you've gotten this far with one of the factions, and then you decide to go hostile with that faction. Hello, Decker. Hey, technician. It's good to see you. Don't mind me. I'm gonna check you for spy software. Nothing on you. So I can't tell if Ola is lying or not. Maybe if we had one of the different the social skills, we would know for sure. But based on what Mikola said, I am willing to believe that she was indeed a spy. So that is my final answer on that. Sad, though. That's so sad. Oh, thank God. Okay. We were allowed to look in that. That was an accident, but since I am allowed to look at it, I'm looking in it really quick. We're not allowed to take anything from it, but I'm allowed to look in it. If Praetorian security can't stop the faceless, JKK will. Alright, hello, technician. I got this one trim to repair, and there was a severed human hand smashed into one of the monitors. Hardcore. Alright, we're never coming up here again, so we might as well search all the pockets. Actually, that's not true. So I'm imagining this quest will be the quest to go and seek the acid hunters. I actually thought we had to complete another quest first before we could do that. How many flares do I have? 13? I don't mind fixing stuff in the HQ, but when they send us to Drop Zone... Damn. Oh, you don't need morphine. You also don't need that advanced repair kit. You know, I've never tried stealthing around up in these areas. I'm going to quick save. I might not be allowed to search the desks, but I want to try. Okay, we're not allowed. I would like to know if there's any, like, special oddities up here. I don't think there is. It wouldn't make sense that they would put something special in here. Nah. You see a short, middle-aged man sitting behind the desk and gazing into an azure drink, which he holds elegantly by the long, thin stem of the cocktail glass containing it. He carefully puts it down before going around the desk to shake your hand, displaying a closed-lipped smile. Decker, I'm Mr. Edstrom, but you can call me Gunner. His voice is friendly and even, and he continues talking while walking back to his desk. At last, I get the chance to meet you. I can say the same, sir. He smiles. We're all friends here. No need to call me sir. Now, I've heard all sort of things about you. You know, this is one tough business we got here, Decker. I mean, with arena broadcasts, betting, equipment maintenance, security, catching beasts and transporting them to arena. It takes a lot of management to accomplish all that. But management is nothing if you don't have the right people to actually do the job. And you fit that description. You've served JKK well so far, and now it's time to give you your reward. But first, allow me to congratulate you on your success in the arena. What was it? Leadstorm. Know that I have been watching your matches with great delight, and that I'm sure your performance as a JKK operative is as impressive as the one in the arena. Oh, well, I'm just dominating. Actually, no, what would Decker say? So about this reward. Yes, let's not get distracted. Decker, I'm very glad you're here. I was looking for someone that can be trusted, that is honest, and above all, a real human being. You now have full access to JKK's equipment merchant. In other words, Ola. Also regarding all further operations, you answer to me directly from now on. In addition to that, if you are experiencing any problems with anyone or anything within JKK, feel free to talk with me, okay? My doors are always open. I've already have something important for you. Are you familiar with the name Edmund Knight, perhaps? Perhaps, but I'm not sure. Edmund Knight is the son of Archibald Knight, chief of Praetorian Security. This young man was murdered recently. An oligarch's son. You realize the severity of this unfortunate event, I'm sure. This has not gone public yet, so before I proceed, I have to ask for your discretion regarding everything you hear now. You will have it, sir. Good. We, the oligarchs, have had a meeting in which we discussed what had happened, and the president of Cortec, Rupert Simons, claims that some acid hunters were involved in his death. I'm also looking for these acid hunters. They've caused quite some trouble in quite a few places. Oh, is that so? Your statement surely reinforces my opinion of them. But even if they are troublemakers, as you mentioned, they are not the ones who killed Edmund. Simon's son, Milland, killed Edmund. And apparently, it all has to do with an item the acid hunters brought here. Now, Knight doesn't know this. If he found out, it would be a disaster. I'm sure of it. And that is the reason I want to prevent it from happening. That item. Is it perhaps an unusually shaped device with strange markings contained in a metal box? He smiles. Decker, you're way ahead of me. I guess these people really have a spotlight on them outside Core City. And now also in Core City. What you say is correct. This strange device was the reason Milland killed Edmund. As far as my daughter explained, who was with them at the time. Milland was the one who ended up taking the device. Can I talk to your daughter, perhaps? Oh, I'd rather not expose her to any more stress. She already told me what she knew. I don't want to trouble her anymore. So, where do I fit in? I want you to go and talk to these acid hunters. I want a confirmation, and possibly a further explanation as to what happened back there, and what the device actually is. If Cortec acquired something powerful, we must know about it. Knowledge is power. Dangerous things might happen here quite soon, And the more we know, the greater our chances to avoid them and come up on top. And to make your job even simpler, we caught a man who knows where they're hiding. We just need you, the right man for the job, to go and talk to them. That is all. Only use force if it is necessary. Big things are at stake here. Where can I find them? This is what I've been told about finding the acid hunters. Go into the sewers and find a large drain pipe. One a man can walk into. This large pipe has exits to different chambers, and one of them has a crack in the wall. Put your hand in the crack, you'll find a lever. Pull the lever, and the entrance to the lair will be revealed. I'm sure you'll use your skills to find them without problems. I'm on the job. Great. And remember, this is between you and me only. I understand. So long. You know, when you said a reward, Gunnar Enstrom, I thought you meant, like, giving me money. So I'm going to take your drink from you. Actually, I would love to do that. But it does nothing for us. It'd be funny. Mind Shroom Martini. Food. Stirred. Use. When consumed, increases maximum side points by 10. Consuming food will remove the effects of previous meals. It's worth 2,000 bucks, so it's probably actually worth... It's almost worth 70 Stygian coins. We will take over the coins he has instead. We could take the drink as well. We'll take the drink as well. Alright, so... Now that that's done... Oh, you know what just occurred to me? We have dynamite, so I could just set some dynamite upstairs to distract everyone away from me, and I could open a desk or two and see what's in them. I could also just quick save and open every single desk to see if there's any oddities in them, but we'll be okay. So before we go and do this part of the quest, let's first talk to Ola. Bro, Mr. Edstrom told me to talk to you about some equipment. Yeah, that's right. As of now, you have permission to purchase equipment from me if you like. Let's show you what you got. Alright, so he's not buying anything. He's buying boots and crossbows. Okay, good to know there's another crossbow merchant here. Oh, and he's selling decent tabby boots. So decent that we'll buy those from him. Hypno goggles. Weird goggles with comically large pair of lenses with a spiraling pattern. Special abilities. Hypnotize. Attempts to incapacitate a humanoid target for 2 turns. Chance to succeed depends upon the invoker's persuasion and the target's resolve. So we're not going to be able to benefit from them. He sells crossbows. Level 16 crossbows, so he sells decent level ones. But I'm not seeing anything I'm really interested in. Oh, actually, I might be interested in acid bullets, so let's buy those. But nothing else. That armor actually is decent, but I don't want to pay 23,000 bucks for it. Oh, the suit of garbage leather armor we got from Ola. Actually, it's worth quite a bit of cash because of the mechanical damage resistance, but it itself is not very good. Alright. So, what do acid bullets take to make? Let's see. G. $9mm bullet cases. Did we find the types of bullets that the 7.62 uses? It's not incendiary. It's not shock bullets. We did not. Okay. It's probably the... I think it's like toxic bullets or something. And when I find those are usually with the black crawler down in that chamber. I don't really want to fight the black crawler, but I guess we probably should consider it. Hold on. No, we can do it later. I was gonna pull up the wiki for the game and take a peek and see indeed what bullets we could make. You know what would be helpful, by the way? I mean, besides all the sorts of things that one would think would be helpful. In Underrail, for crafting, it's really difficult to find what you're looking for here. I think part of the problem is that things are kind of in alphabetical order, but you might not know what the thing is called that you're looking to create. I think it would have been helpful if instead of, like, you having tabby boots and boots, if instead it said boots, standard, boots, tabby for your crafting. And for, like, grenades, if it said grenade, HE, grenade, frag, grenade, fire, and grenade, EMP. This way, the list would be, you could say, I want to make a shield, and you could go and look at shields, and it would tell you that. Or you would want to go and look at, like, bullets. And so instead of me having to see acid bullets up here, with JHP bullets down here, it would all be linked together, so I could easily filter with what I'm looking to make. Now, that all said, I've heard that this game's, like, inventory was absolutely atrocious. When the game started. You hear nothing but static. I wonder... You know, there's a lot of things I think people haven't... Well, maybe there isn't. I suspect people have not found everything there is to find in Underrail. I wonder if... Maybe Vivian's alive, and she'll respond if I find out where she's located via the comm. Okay, so let me quickly check with Dercia. She has recycled her inventory, but she's not looking... she is buying crossbows today, and firearms. Let's see. So over here... Do I have any crossbows? I have no crossbows for sale. Okay, so why don't I do the shopping off screen? I'll be right back, everyone. Alphabet trapped me. Dercia's shop. So while I'm waiting, let's cover what I've done. So I repaired a bunch of crap, sold some expensive weapons to Dercia, and everything is almost fully repaired and ready to be sold. I cleared out some of our inventory as well, reorganized my barrels, and now we're set to go. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, though, is visit this merchant and see if we can sell him anything. Hello, Halim. So he's looking to buy one thing. Let's not sell that at the moment. We'll sell this, yeah, we'll sell this cloaking device we got from Vivian. And I think we will take a few electric repair kits. Can we get another one? Yeah, yes. Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue to work towards completing this quest. So let's head down to the sewer system. While we're down there, the merchant down there should have refreshed his inventory, so we can check to see if he has any greater siphoner leather. I will not forget again that we also already have normal siphoner leather quality 91. So, how are we doing so far? So far the JKK quest line has also given us half a level of experience. I think we're going to earn about another, I want to say like 8 by continuing to do the by continuing the rest of this quest line. Actually, we might get more than that now that I think about it. There's I want to say it's a 4-point, it's a cyber module oddity item you'll get when you eventually raid Cortex warehouse, Cortex laboratories, which I think will probably happen. Oh, I wanted to sell all this crap. I'll be right back, everyone. Well, no, you know what? Let's do this one. Let's do this one on screen. Going back up to the elevator, going back to JKK to sell some boots, and then we'll head back down here. And we'll do it on screen. I guess gotta think of some other stuff to talk about while we do it. Alright, so first off, we don't... Where's that? So... what's the plan, Tim? What's the order you plan on doing things in? So the next thing we're doing is the Dude's Quest series after this, because I want the ability to teleport. And we'll be very close to level 20, if not level 20, when we start that series. We probably should do some exploring. Oh, no, really not. There's no reason to... We should do the Dude's Quest line first, because as I'm out wandering about and exploring, we can grab some of the rifts, which will allow me to teleport all over the place. Yeah, we should do that quest. Next, actually, I'm kind of surprised I didn't do it yet, now that I think about it. I usually complete the Dude's Quest at level 18. I think I am just very nervous this time around because I don't have any stealth, so I don't have any persuasion. I don't think we're probably going to be able to sneak past everyone. So it's going to be really difficult, I think, to get through the Grey Army base. Alright, so he's buying boots. There you go. Is that it? Alright, cool. Take care, Ola. Okay. So, we are probably going to want a cave hopper stake for this. The few more points of dodge and evasion we'll pick up will be useful because, well, we don't have to kill them, I guess, for JKK. They just want information. But I'm thinking we'll kill them anyway. That will be the plan. Yeah, we'll kill them anyway. Oh, actually, should we? I want to kill them anyway, because I know what they've done. But Decker doesn't, so no. We won't kill them then. That's not part of Decker's not going to go out on a... He really shouldn't kill them. It makes no sense why he would do so. Okay. Yep. Back to Tim's super exciting talking. Oh, did we got all these odd? Yeah, we got all right. Remember when we killed all of the siphoners in the siphoner pools by Junkyard before we did Depot A, and we got all of the siphoner oddity items? That, I swear that has never happened before. I think if ever I play the game on oddity mode, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to record it. Because that's been, I'm positive, the only reason why I am finding all of the oddities immediately from creatures that don't drop their oddity items very often. Yeah, we've gotten most of the oddity. I think we got all the oddity drops from all the creatures so far. I think we have maxed out everything. I can never remember if the... I think they do. The large side beetles drop a unique oddity to them, like a tusk or something. But I always get that confused with the boars. And while we're here, we may as well fish. Let's see if we can get the ghost face from the sewer system. We got it here with Gabriel last time. The first time I think I fished here, I had been in the middle of saying that all my characters have been here, and none of them have ever fished up a ghost face. And then what happens? I get a ghost face with Gabriel. So that's pretty flipping awesome. Especially because Gabriel couldn't... His dex was lower than normal. I think it was 4. So he did not have a good chance to actually fish up fish. Yeah, this was the result for most of his fishing attempts. That's a slackjaw. That is not a ghost face. We're probably failing to grab the ghost faces whenever we see that it got away. I think with Gabriel it was the shrimp. I couldn't find a shrimp anywhere. You can occasionally get them from merchants. I think the merchant at Junkyard has sold me a shrimp in the past, but I couldn't get one to spawn, even with the cheat engine, like 20 times, 30 times clicking on that merchant, he wouldn't sell them. I'm like, okay, I guess he doesn't sell them. I couldn't find any, and that was the last fish that Gabriel was having trouble finding. Come on, fishing rod. Alright, fine. Let's dismantle you. I think that was the wrong spot for the fishing rod anyway. I think it's got to be here. Come on. Come on. Give me that fish. That's a slackjaw. You did, in fact, do what I asked, but I don't want yellow pucker fish or slackjaws. I would greatly appreciate a ghost face. The ghost face. Please! Please give me the ghost face. I want to be done with this quest. I don't even know if it's worth doing on Decker. I don't know. We're not going to ever fish for fish. When I'm done with this quest, biology isn't on Deckard's build. I just want the oddity experience point, assuming this even gives me an oddity experience point. I don't know if it does. Please. Darn it. Alright, fine. Alright, so I think we've been down some of these before. Oh God! I realized it took me 1 second to see this tunnel, and in that 1 second, I realized, oh crap, this is the crawler tunnel. I didn't want to be in the crawler tunnel, and we're attacked. Okay, so let's... What's my chance to hit the crawler? 79%. So let's... sorry, 79% if I tried to punch it. We could stun it, but then our taser goes on cooldown, and there are Death Stalkers around the corner. So I'd rather not stun the crawler. And, oh, our fist is ready to incapacitate the target. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and use the antidote. And we will try punching it. And again. Oh, thank God. Okay, and we got away. So let's bandage ourselves. That's not the proper tunnel. That's not the proper tunnel. There's, I want to say, 2 Deathstalkers down there. I guess now that I've saved the game, I'm willing to go down there. So let's shield up. Pretty sure there's nothing down here but death, Tim! Okay, the Deathstalker. We see it. Let's run up and stun it. We're going to totally use an adrenaline shot for this. This is an emergency situation. And we incapacitated the crawler. Alright, let's switch to our gun. We'll activate bullet time. I don't think there's another, but if there was, it's here. And by here I mean it's on the way. Okay, let's wait for our fatigue to expire. We'll go down there again. I'm thinking about Vivian's quest a little bit again, and Ola's reaction makes it seem like she wasn't actually a Cortex spy. I don't know. It's tricky. I like that. I like and I guess I dislike that I don't actually get to see the body language of the people we're talking to. I can't tell if they're lying or not. Because I can't see what they're up to. I can't see how they're holding themselves or their position. If they're acting odd or not. And you know what? We're in a really dark place, so why don't we actually put on our lantern? There's nothing else even down here. This wasn't even worth it. There's nothing in this area? Nope. Oh, we didn't search the skeleton. And it's got a flare. Okay. So this was not the right area. We'll recharge our lantern. This is the right one. Okay, so it should be right here. Ooh, there's the switch. You cannot find that switch if you are we're not given this quest. We've seen that occur a few times now. There are acid blob traps in front of us in a few places. The man seems to have been caught off guard by your intrusion, and the same applies to his 2 comrades, who swiftly pull out their chemical weapons and present them for you to clearly see. Your eyes quickly return to the person in front of you, rugged, filthy, and scar-ridden. While his cocky stare might feel sharper than broken glass, his voice, not even close. Rather, it reveals growing uneasiness, despite him trying his best to conceal it. Who the hell are you, and how'd you find this place? Doesn't matter who I am, Colonel. You have a lot of explaining to do. Hey now, I got nothing to do with that boy's death. If it's revenge they want, they ought to send their assassins to Cortec. Tell me how that boy died then. Alright, listen. So I Had this little piece of old world tech or something. Some kind of cube thingy. Don't know what it did. But it looked right fancy. Tried flogging it to a couple of merchants along the way to Core City, but they all turned out to be cheapskates. So when I got back home, I got in contact with the oligarch kids. I figured they got quite a bit of disposable income. They might appreciate something new to spend it on. Right I was. Too damn right. We met in an alley near the drop zone. You know, nice secluded place where no one can interrupt us. Millen Simmons wanted it the most, but Edmund Knight's kid, kept outbidding him. Honestly, I don't think Edmund even wanted the thing. He just wanted to piss Milland off, prove that he had more money. Maybe to impress Edstrom's girl. What's her face? Never mind. But she was there as well. 3 stupid rich brats squabbling over a toy. You can see where this is going. Eventually the 2 boys got in a fight, when Milland suddenly pulled out a gun. I think he only wanted to strike Ed with the butt of it, but Ed got a hold of his hand and they wrestled. The gun went off. Bang! That was the end of Edmund Knight. He got dominated. We all panicked. Milland swore it was an accident and persuaded the girl to keep her mouth shut. So we made the trade with Milland and took off. Got the hell out of there. And now we're here. Time to settle this thing, I guess. So, what's it gonna be? Just leave. He gives you a quick nod and motions the rest to follow him. Thanks, man. I'm shaking my head. Because I mean, I guess I might as well say, right? We might as well say. I've already talked about the ending boss and what have you. The Acid Hunters killed Laura and Terry Baker. In fact, Laura and Terry Baker were the ones taking the device back to Southgate Station. They had picked it up from someone here in Core City and were unfortunately waylaid by the Acid Hunters on their way back. Now, we didn't find Laura or Terry Baker's equipment yet, so we didn't see any of the acid lying around there, which might have hinted that the Acid Hunters were behind it. We don't have any persuasion or anything of the sort either, so we wouldn't have been able to get them to confess about this anyway. But the conversation topic didn't even come up. I feel a bit disgusted because I know these guys are filthy liars and they were opportunists, but we don't know that, or rather Decker doesn't, so be it. Some people, we got another Audi point for the rat head amulet. What's going to make the matters worse later is we will eventually discover that they did indeed do this. And Laura Baker is still alive. She is in absolutely a horrendous state, with acid having severely eaten away at her, and her face has been brutalized by the Acid Hunters. And her husband was killed by them. I think tortured a little bit before he died as well. So it's brutal. And she asks if we met them and did we kill the Acid Hunters gang. Oh. Ugh. But whatever. That happened in a different realm. Not well, it actually happened in this realm too. But Decker didn't know, and to be fair, Decker wouldn't care. Decker wasn't hired to kill them. If we want to look at it from a profit ratio, cost-benefit ratio, then acid pistols don't sell for very much. And the battle, I'm wearing my mask. And by that I mean, I'm not going to kill it. Amazing. Wow. So this level 21 pistol is not strong enough to kill. Oh, the Cypher's down here. I wanted to check the Merchant while I was down here for some greater Siphoner leather. So we may as well do that while we're in the area. I guess we'll go back to JKK and we'll turn in the quest, and we will go ahead and raid the Cortec warehouse. It's going to be a little more complicated than it has been in the past on screen. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't done the Cortec warehouse without having sided with Cortec and completing all of Cortec's quest line. I'm going to imagine that we don't get a pass card so that the robots ignore me while we're down there. I'm gonna guess that we actually have to fight our way through Cortec's lab this time. That'll be a little tricky. Oh, do I really want to do this now? I'm thinking there's Deathstalkers and Crawlers on the way there. Oh, I don't really want to fight so many Deathstalkers, but we'll win. We've got a taser, so that really lowers the difficulty of them. And Gung Fu has proven to be really useful against them as well. As well as to change the pistols, obviously. So I say Gung Fu. Well, I usually mean that the pistol's ability to ignore evasion, which is not Gung Fu. Gung Fu is the addition of our guns to... I'm sorry, our melee skill to the guns when we fire it in close range. Actually, how does that work again? When attacking with firearm pistols in melee range, your effective attack skill is increased by 40% of your unmodified melee skills for all purposes, including... Okay, so it's assisting us in hitting the target. And it's also increasing damage. And he is selling greater Siphoner leather, but it's low quality. It's quality 73. I suppose we'll still buy it. Yeah, we'll still buy it. We can make maybe some decent boots out of it. Now, I know we have higher quality Siphoner leather, normal Siphoner leather, not greater. But maybe we would prefer the benefits that the greater Siphoner adds as opposed to the normal Siphoner. I think normal Siphoner leather gives you more dodge and evasion and weighs a little less. But the greater Siphoner, I think, has slightly better resistances. And the special effect of infused leather is slightly different between the two. I think with Siphoner leather, you can't be slowed. But with greater Siphoner, you are immune to acid puddles. Or it's the other way around. Oh, are you sure about that, Tim? It might be mutated dog leather that is immune to acid puddles. I can't remember. Oh, what's the quality of this? Garbage. Okay. Alright. So... well, let's go on up and turn the quest in now to JKK. I guess we'll talk about Stalkers and Death Crawlers for a bit. So, when it comes to fighting Death Stalkers and Crawlers, when I have a character who has both dodge and evasion and uses ranged weapons, I am always torn on whether I should wear goggles or not to increase the damage I do. Because it seems like these creatures are able to ignore my dodge almost all the time. Sometimes I get lucky and they'll miss their sting, for example, but more often than not, they're hitting me. Even if I have super high dodge and evasion. Unless I have uncanny dodge, they're hitting me over and over again. So I always think it's probably better for me, just because I'm paranoid about it, to just wear the damage increasing goggles and throw dodge to the wind, because we're going to just take tons of damage anyway. And actually, if I'm going to go down there into Cortex area and fight stalkers, I shouldn't be wearing JKK's armor. It doesn't reduce the damage I take from melee attacks. The initiative increase is nice. Actually, most of this is nice. But we'll want some immunity to melee damage. Is that one of our young and promising JKK operatives? What can Gunnar do for you? About the Acid Hunters. Ah. What did you discover? The leader of Acid Hunters, Cornell, confirmed everything you said. Perfect. So they were cooperative. Now for the most important thing. Did they tell you what was actually the device they gave to Midland? Well, the only thing I found out is that the Faceless are after them. But other than that, they don't know anything about the device or its origin. Confirms my suspicions. There had to be a connection between the two. But I was hoping for something more on the device. We'll just have to proceed with a little less info. Proceed with what? I'll forget. So let me pay you now before we proceed. He hands you 600 charons. So this is what we know so far. The Acid Hunters revealed little, sure, but we are positive that the Faceless are here because of the device. Archibald is yet unaware of who is the real murderer, and we intend to keep it that way. He won't be an issue. The device is the real problem, though. The Faceless are here because of it, and if we don't return it to them, I fear they'll overrun us. Luckily, we have indisputable evidence of its location. Cortex scientists were seen entering an abandoned passage in the lower level of Core City, and upon further inspection, JKK operatives confirmed that this must be where they keep this device. I want you to go there and discover as much as possible about it. Tell me where I need to go. Yet again, JKK operatives prove their superiority. He smiles. We acquired this keycard, which can be used to unlock a door in a hidden passageway on the lower level. It's next to one of those underpassages exits in the drop zone. He gives you the keycard. We don't know what lies there, so be careful and as discreet as possible. I expect nothing short of a complete success from you, Decker. Once you have the device, we'll turn it over to the Faceless. Hopefully that will be enough for them to lift the blockade. I'll get this device for you. And we get 3 more oddity experience points for that. Alright. So, let's get it done. We've got everything I think we need with us right now to accomplish this task. Which is to say, our taser. So let's head on down there and do it. Oh, but first... nothing but static. Actually, Tim, you know what you should do? You should just drop that into a barrel. Decker wouldn't care. Not his business. I really want to know, though. I don't want poor Vivian Young to be dead. I don't want her to be dead. It doesn't matter. All right, so... all right, to the drop zone. And what on earth can you talk about, Tim, while you're down here? You said last video you meant to write down a few things, and you didn't. So what are you going to do? All right, so I guess we'll talk more about Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden for a bit. So I'm getting further and further in the game, and I'm liking it more. I am putting up with some of the design decisions that I don't like in the game. So something I guess we'll talk about what I don't like, because I think that's probably more interesting to talk about this, what I do like, although I do like several things about it. So, I guess because whenever I talk about games, I tend to focus on the negative aspects of things I don't like in them, to the detriment of all the things I do like about them. Underrail, for example, right? How many episodes have I complained about the oddity system? And how terrible it was. But it's not bad. It's not a bad system at all. Underrail's completely playable with the oddity system. There's nothing wrong with the oddity system. I just wish it wasn't so grindy with the oddity system. And I think it also encourages you to build a certain type of character to really benefit from it. But it's not a bad system. So Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden has some things that I really don't like. I'm playing the game on very hard, which, when you select the difficulty for the game... Oh no! Okay, we got seen immediately, so hold on. So let's move up, shut this door, because when we start firing, this area has crawlers, and I don't want to fight crawlers. I'd rather fight them. Yeah, I'm not wearing the armor. It's too late now. It's too late now. Alright, let's activate our shield. We'll do it with what we got. Okay, so the Hunchback Mutant is big and scary, but we can neutralize him by using the medallion. That was a lucky crit, and thankfully we killed the dog. We're going to move out a bit. Okay, and I'm going to sprint in this direction. I don't want to get pinned in that corner. Okay, we got entangled. This isn't too much of a problem because we have escape bonds. Now, I'm thinking we're going to deal with the Hunchback next. Okay, and I'm going to move up to the door. We'll wait here. Okay, we got entangled again, unfortunately. The mutant is incapacitated for several more turns, so we can focus on the dogs instead. We're going to use bullet time. I'm not going to use bullet time. Did I accidentally use it? Why can't I use bullet time? Oh, that's interesting. Does the feat say you can't use it if you can't move? When activated, reduces action point cost of firing pistols by 30% until the end of turn. Cannot reduce the action point cost below the hard minimum. Cooldown 6 turns. Dex 9, guns 70, feet. That seems like something you would want to know. That you can't use bullet time if you can't move. That would be similar to my complaint about Crippling Strike. Where it doesn't... which I'm not going to be able to find now. But well, maybe they've changed it. I really... it's not Cheap Shots, it's Crippling Strike. Ah, I can't. There it is. Yeah, so, for example, Crippling Strike does not tell you that if you crit while you use it, you apply 4 stacks of it to the target. Doesn't say it in the feat's description. But supposedly, it's working as intended. So, there you have it. Sorry, speaking of criticism, and I guess some criticism leveled toward Underrail here, is that I wish some things were better documented. If I can't use a feat because I can't move, I would hope that the feat would tell me that. And if Crippling Strike applies its debuff twice upon it critting with it, I would hope it would tell me that, because otherwise I'll assume it's bugged. Alright, so let's get back to this. Alright, so something I don't like in games is what I consider to be needless busy work. I don't enjoy moving equipment around on different characters when there's no... well, there's a reason to do it, I suppose, because if you don't do it, then they have worse equipment, and then they don't have, in the case of Mutant Year Zero, they don't have stealth weapons in some instances. So, but I really dislike this. I have to unequip all my characters and then re-equip them if I want to switch out different types of characters as I'm playing the game. The game gives you more characters than you are allowed to take with you on a squad. And to my knowledge, there's no reason why you should or should not take any particular character. So, it doesn't require you to bring anyone, so you can mix and match to your heart's delight. But it is annoying, very annoying, to move equipment and armor and grenades between all these different characters. It takes time to do that, especially if you're swapping in and out different squad members per episode if you're recording it, because you want to have different squad members together, because why not? Why not listen to what all the different characters' quips are and how they communicate with each other? And because if you don't do it, which is fine, then you're also kind of stuck. Well, not kind of stuck, but what I think probably most people do in these situations is determine who are the best characters and only bring them. There's nothing wrong with playing the game that way, but I generally don't do that. In any case, if I want to swap out a character and bring in someone different, I have to unequip all the gear that person has, and if that gear doesn't have any modifications to it, like if I haven't put scopes on weapons, I haven't added damage modification software on a weapon in order to improve its damage, then I have to go back to the hub, unequip all the mods on the weapons, equip them on the new weapons, and then equip them on those people. And it's boring. It's boring, and it takes time. And I don't like it at all. And stuff like that I consider, again, to be pointless busy work. There should be some way for me just to save equipment loadouts, or just unequip all the weapons and armor off characters that I don't bring with me. Just take it all off, because it's pointless on them. I can't swap them into combat. I'm never going to have 5 stalkers with me when I go out on a mission. It's pointless. It's pointless. Why do you make me do it? I don't know. Some decent quality shield parts of mid-level. And it's three oddity points. Here's a cybernetic module. Some sort of cybernetic enhancements, but you have no idea how you'd implant them. Neither do I. I love this oddity. That is fantastic. I recognized it instantly upon seeing it. I love when the game designers add a little bit of pop culture or nods to other games in it. In them, so that's pretty awesome. Now, I think there was more mutants than just the ones we killed in here. Oh, and there was, but just one. A single dog. Okay, well, that's it. All right. Oh, hold on. There's a door here. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we don't have to step into that hallway at all where the stalkers are. Well, there might be an oddie item in there, but I don't care. I'll be fine. We're not going to go grab it. All right, so... let's head downstairs. Now, down here, there's going to be plasma sentry bots and cameras. There's a few vents lying around, but it's probably going to be far easier for us just to eliminate everything. I don't think the vents really let me circumvent things very well. I'd rather just kill them, to be honest. I think we have to kill them anyway, because we need to access a central computer hub, and we're in full view of everything while we're doing that. Oh! We found the way down immediately. Okay, well that's super lucky. We don't have to do any of the exploring upstairs. I thought we did. There it is. What we're here for. You shouldn't be here. Who the hell are you? No, please! What do we do? Immediately go to Luton first. They're dead. We can search all this stuff. A lab rat. A white lab rat. You probably should not touch it. 3 oddity points. Computer console. Documents. Research log 1. We are examining what appears to be some sort of electronic device. It's an irregular polyhedron, resembling a number of concentric interconnected cubes of various sizes. It appears to be made from a very light semi-metallic material. Its color is bluish dark gray. The artifact might feature movable parts, but none of them responded to gentle pressure, so no further attempts to reconfigure the device were made in fear of damaging it. The artifact features 1 to 6 unrecognized symbols on each of its many sides. Some sides also feature sockets, none of which comply with Biocorp or previous standards. Research log 2. The artifact does not appear to be emitting radiation or electromagnetic waves. However, due to us having a reason to believe that this object is still somehow traceable at long distances, we have taken the precaution of keeping it at a second or higher level of isolation at all times. Research log 3. Most of the sockets appear to be non-functional or dormant. However, a number of sockets, if engaged in a way that disables the security breaks, act as an extremely high voltage, high direct current power sources. This laboratory does not currently possess the equipment to harvest this power, or even safely experiment on it further. Since we cannot, at this point, trace the origin or explain the manufacturing process of this extremely powerful device, it can be safely categorized as a Xeno artifact. Research log 4. Referencing previous research documents on various Xeno artifacts revealed the meaning of 2 symbols, one of which denotes direct electrical current. The symbol appears among other places near the active sockets. The other one appears in a direct spot near an inactive socket. It is a bit less straightforward, since various researchers and xenoarchaeologists cannot agree upon its meaning. But according to them, it signifies gravitational field, space-time curvature, singularity, or one of the related phenomena, such as an event horizon, or a combination of these. Alright, everyone. This is entirely optional. We do not have to do this part right here. But I think we will. So let's go ahead and plant some dynamite here. Looks like the Chortists have left a few traps in the way. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it detonated the EMP grenade, and the acid blob trap is also now gone. There are 3 Chortists right ahead of us. I think we're going to be able to kill them. I always kill them, because it's my belief that they will recognize me in the future. So we're going to use the power of noise to draw their attention to us. I think this will work. Oh, or it won't. Okay, they're not moving. Good for them. All right then. So, well, then we're gonna kill them. We're gonna try to. All right, let's do this. So, shield activated. Move up twice. Enter combat. Up we go. Okay, so there's another one around the corner that we can't see. Let's move here. Activate bullet time. I don't think their robes give them any protection. So we're going to switch to these bullets. Move up to you. Sprint. Up to you. Oh, that's good. That's good. That is very good. Very good. Let's pat myself on the back there for a job well done. Didn't miss any shots. That was super helpful there. Killed all 3. Very nice. And sure enough, their armor doesn't give them any protection. At least not their robes, so. Ooh, we get a shock. Oh, it's not really worth taking. Actually, it is. It's worth money. We'll take it. Of all the other belts to get, the Doctor's Pouch is probably the only other type I would use. They had some electrical daggers. That would have been nasty had they actually been able to attack us. Good thing they weren't able to. And where is this lead, you're wondering? To a place we've been multiple times. The sewer systems. Alright, now, I don't know if there's any oddities on the Cortec laboratory level that we didn't fully explore. So we probably want to go back there and full explore it. I might just look it up online to... Oh, no, I shouldn't. We should probably full explore it. But we'll do that in the next episode. It's nearing midnight here. So we're going to go turn this quest in. We should get our player housing. And then I also think we will go back to Southgate Station. And we will talk to Tanner about what just occurred here. And he will give us a quest to infiltrate the Chortists University. And of course, he will do it in Tanner's own method, which is to say, he will use the voice on us to. It's not really forcing you to do it, right? It's not quite the same as the Bene Gesserit from Dune and their voice, which you don't want to do it sometimes, but you can't resist what they're saying. In this instance, this is he implants this thought in our mind, and we will do it. We will do it. So he's gonna have us do it. No problem. We'll get it done. You know, to this day, I don't actually know if 6 is the good guy in the Tanner versus 6 department. I assume he is, because he actually gives us more information. And because the events which transpire seem like they were known by Tanner, and he did want this device. Maybe he wanted it, though, for a good purpose. I'm not sure. And 6 won't tell us more about it, so. In any case, I'm getting way ahead of ourselves. Let's talk with Gunnar Enstrom. What can Gunnar do for you, Decker? I've been to the research facility. Do you have the device? Chortists took the device right before me. I tried to follow them, but they managed to escape. I've been informed that all Chortists left Core City at the same time. I found it odd, but now, considering what you just told me, it all makes sense. We neglected to factor in their presence and motives, as the Faceless are our main focus, and Chortists sure exploited that. Well, that's that. It sure is. Come to think of it, maybe this is not such a bad outcome after all. Once the Faceless realize the device is not here, and we will help them with that, they'll go after the Chortists. Perfect. As long as that wretched thing is out of Core City, I think this will end good for us. We are done for now. Well, almost. I've arranged something for you. Speak to Ola. He will tell you all you need to know. After that, maybe you should go get some rest, Decker. Look at yourself. You definitely need it. Holy crap! 5 oddity experience points, enough to level up. Let's... Oh! And we hit level 20. Alright, give me a few seconds. Alright! Hey, very nice. Very nice. This is going extremely well for oddity mode, by the way. I did not expect to reach level 20 at this point in the game. So, well, maybe that's not true. So, generally, when I have played the game on oddity mode in the past, and keep in mind, I have not done any of the DLC stuff yet, but I tended to be level 20 after exhausting all sources of oddity experience points that I was aware of or chose to follow down those paths for. I would be level 20 before I would be forced to go into the university. It looks like now, with some of the additional quests that are here, we will probably be level 21, maybe level 22, if we didn't do any of the DLC stuff. I'm not sure that there is 60 more oddity experience points lying around in the places we haven't been. There is probably 30. Like, we can probably get a few more train logs, the driver manuals. We can get all the tooth necklaces, I believe. We can get up more obsidian shards. So there is probably 30 more points. I don't know if there's 60. But that's kind of cool that you can be level 21 before the university. I'm sorry, yeah, just about then. We also have a few more quests to do, right? We've got the free drones. There's close to, I think, 8 oddity experience there. The dude's quest we still need to do. And there may be a few other quests I've forgotten about in our quest log at the moment. Oh, we have Terry Lori Baker. That's, I think, 1 or 2 oddity experience points as well. Okay, well, let's talk with Ola. Bro, Mr. Edstrom told me to talk to you about something, but didn't specify what it was. There's something, and I think you'll be quite pleased with what you're about to hear. You've been given a house, very groovy house, in Core City. It's a little gift from Mr. Edstrom for your dominating performance so far. All legal aspects have already been taken care of. You just need to go to it and take the keys. Simple, right? A Core City Housing Corporation representative will meet you in the eastern part of this level, the residential district, where your house is located. It's a large house in the northern part of the area. You will find it easily, bro. Ah, thanks, man. I won't keep him waiting. Take care. Alright, let's go ahead and level. So where is this point going? Intelligence. I have it going in intelligence, and I think it's going in intelligence because my intention is to take Gunslinger this level. So let's do it. Alright, so one more intelligence. 5 more in guns, 5 more in melee, none in dodge and evasion this level. We're done with hacking, we're done with lockpicking, we're done with pickpocketing, at least at the moment. Mechanics is getting 5 more points. Actually, we could put another 5 points in it. Oh, and I do, actually. I have this going up to 110. And I think I'm leaving it at that point. Our tailoring is getting the other 20 points. We are now going to be rushing tailoring, effectively. I want to make ourselves some better armor. For our feats, I'm pretty sure it's Gunslinger. I'm sorry, Gun Nut is what it's called. Let's look. By the way, I didn't even notice this filter here at all in all my hours playing this game until just like an hour ago. So this is awesome, and I am super glad to have it because I love now being able to use this so I can find the feat in the giant list of feats here. That is awesome. Thank you, Stygian Software. Alright, so increases the upper range of all firearms we craft by 15%. This is probably not going to be that useful for us because we're using pistols. And we're using a 7.62 barrel, which is almost the smallest barrel we could use. So maybe we'll be going back to a 9mm. I haven't made up my mind quite yet. But in any case, we're taking it. It's not gonna, because this will increase the damage we do by like 3 or 4 points or so. If it was a sniper rifle, we would see like 30 more damage. So I don't know. What I'm trying to get at here, everyone, is that this build isn't the perfect build. You could probably go over it with a razor and remove some of the what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now. Darn it. You could shave off a little bit of the. Why can't I think of what it's called? So I've painted models. I've played Warhammer 40k, the actual miniature game. I've played War Machine. I've played a few other miniature games, and I occasionally have to remove bits of the model that have been left on it from the molding process, and I can't for the life of me think of what that's called now. Those little bits of metal or plastic that are left on them. Why can't I think of what it's called? Anyway, you can probably make my build a lot better than I am making it, but I'm having a lot of fun with this, and it's been working out well for us so far. And holy crap, we have a new specialization point. So it looks like I'm taking expertise now. So let's begin. Actually, before I do that, let me double check. What's my max level? Yep, okay, expertise it is. Alright. So we're going to be getting about 4 more points of damage so far. And we're maxing out expertise, so we'll get 5 more max damage added to our pistol shots. You know, I did say that, well, a sniper rifle will get 30 more points, but while we only get 3 or 4 more points with our pistols, we do fire them a lot more often now. Alright, everyone, so here's what we're going to do. Alright, there's a handful more things I want to do. So, we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to get our player housing unlocked right now, because we'll get to see that on screen. And then I will go to Southgate Station and tell Tanner what happened here. When we come back, I will be back here again, and I will be purchasing all sorts of stuff for our house. And in fact, I think what I'll end up doing in the next episode is we will go on the bench quests. So it's not really quests. We're just going to walk around to various places and purchase workbenches for our house, because that will improve our crafting skills by 15% if we have a bench for that crafting skill in our house. And we're in a room that has a crafting bench in it. Well-dressed and clean-shaved, this elegant-looking man switches the suitcase he's carrying from his right to his left hand and moves to shake yours, doing so with a firm grip. Mr. Decker, I'm glad you have finally arrived. My name is Samuel Morgan, and I work for the Core City Housing Corporation as a real estate agent. As you were already informed, I'm here to introduce you to your new residence, present you with the keys, and answer any questions you might have. Oh, please tell me this large building is my new house. Why, yes it is. Living in such an enormous space is quite a privilege, I must admit. Since I am certain that you cannot wait to see it from the inside, I suggest we move inside and continue the conversation there. I'm right behind you. I'm gonna try killing him. just to see. I just want to see if... No, Decker wouldn't kill him. Decker wouldn't kill him for what we're about to be told. He does have 65 Stygian coins. We will take those, and we'll take his nice black cloth from him too. Well, here we are now. First off, this is the entrance hallway. What the bloody hell? Please, while I do understand the reason behind your frustration, I must firmly ask you to calm down and watch your tone. Are you telling me not to be upset? It is not how it seems, so let's not jump to conclusions here. Allow me to explain everything to you now. Structurally speaking, the building is in excellent condition. What you see here is only the product of an unfortunate accident caused by the previous owner, Mr. Hank Wardell, an aging northerner with too much time on his hands. What did he do? Make explosives? Well, you can say that. At least he was successful in creating an explosion powerful enough to demolish the whole residence, if you can call that a success. Mr. Wardell had a laboratory set up inside it and apparently had an interest in, experimenting with highly volatile substances for reasons unknown to anyone but him. The results were his premature death, of course, and the severe damaging of the building, as you can see. Now, considering that he had lived alone and had no known heirs, this building became city property after his unfortunate demise. Now it is being handed over to you, Mr. Decker. Now we move to the part that interests you the most, I presume. The renovation of the ground floor will be paid for by the city. You just need to visit the Core City Housing Company office so that we can take care of that for you. The floor above and the floor below, however, will have to be funded from your own pocket, I'm afraid. Still, considering that you were gifted a very spacious residence in the most prestigious part of Core City, I believe the deal is indeed fair. I knew there was some catch. Just give me the damn keys and get out of my house. I've never seen such ungratefulness. Here is your key, Mr. Decker. He hands you the residence key. There was nothing else for me to say but goodbye. I couldn't start combat with him. I'm gonna try murdering him. It's fine. He can be pissed off. I can be an asshole, and we can leave it at that. All right, so let's go ahead, and while we're here, actually, let's go talk with the good person here at Core City, and we'll do a bunch of the big purchases now, because I think it would make sense thematically for us to do that while we travel around and begin getting other things for our house. You catch the man moving some very heavy boxes, so his breathless but still polite greeting doesn't come as a surprise. This thin man, obviously not built for physical intensive work, puts down the lax box on the desk near him before pulling out a bright red handkerchief to wipe the sweat off his almost equally covered face. Afterwards, he steps in front of you and begins speaking, while the caressing breeze of the fan behind cools him off. Oh, sorry. I'm Giles Pitt, and welcome to Core City Housing Corporation sales office. How may I help you? What do you do here? I'm the head manager of the sales office, but due to certain issues, let's leave it at that, we're a bit understaffed at the moment, so I have to do more work than what says in my job description. He shrugs. It can get a bit too hardcore at times, but what you gonna do? Understaffed seems like an understatement. Granted, Helga was helping me up to a week ago, our interior decorations manager, but her unborn baby had different intentions. That adjective no longer applies, so you know. Therefore, I'm alone here now, but not for much longer, I hope. Oh, congratulations, good for her. I was told to come here about my house's renovation. Wardle residence? Yes, Mr. Morgan already contacted me about that and mentioned the interior renovation. The city paid for the renovation of the ground floor only, so the renovation crew is ready to begin. If you're interested in doing other work on your home, we can discuss that right now. Right here. Alright, then send them in. Also, do you offer moving services? Oh, no, I don't. I'm interested. Just make sure that the ground floor gets renovated as soon as possible. Don't worry, it'll be taken care of. Now, I've got all the necessary catalogs for you to browse. Also, until the basement and second floor are renovated, only the ground floor can be accessed. Well, let's get all this done then. I want the basement renovated. That's 2,000 charons. Got it right here. Excellent. It'll be good as new after the Core City Housing has taken care of it. Let me have the second floor renovated also. That would be 2,500 charons. Here you go. Excellent. As with the basement, we'll take care of it. I'm interested in electrical power and lighting. Oh, the residents suffered extensive damage after the accident. Our pricing for the repairs is the following. 800 charons for repairing the main power, and 400 charons per floor for fixing the lights on that floor. Get the power fixed. Also, I want all the floor lights fixed. Let me take a look at something else now. So, let's talk about home security. He grabs a catalog with a shielded plaza bot on it. Even though we can rely on Praetorian security to keep us safe, the faceless situation has shown us that investing in home security might not be such a bad move. We offer the finest surveillance system available, stationary turrets and security bots that will, if not deter, take care of any intrusions. Tell me about the, tell me about the turrets. Well, one of the options is the quintessential Biocorp AT-9 gun turrets, which cost 700 per unit. And the other is the Decimator DM66, Cortex improvement over the standard plasma turret design. It costs around 1,500 charons per unit. I'd recommend the pair for your main entrance if you can afford it. Yeah, install 2 plasma turrets on the main house entrance. Good choice. Note that you can always replace purchased turrets with other models at any time you like. Just see us and we'll take care of it free of any extra charge. Install one on the balcony as well. Good choice. Note that you can rely on blah 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 blah. Alright, thank you. I'll leave now. I'll see you later. Alright. So that is the defense of our home. And the renovations done and power restored. That cost us about 10,000 total charons to do all of that. The benches will cost us about another 4,000 or 5,000. The rest of the house, if I do want to fully kit it out with everything, is about another 10,000 or so, maybe even more than that. What I intend to do now is get the benches, and we will slowly begin upgrading the house. So the main reason why I'll delay on the house is because I will want to spend a good amount of money on a good jet ski. I generally, well, oh, okay, so we have pickpocket. We are using pistols for the most part. So realistically, we should get the Aegis Incorporated jet ski. So that's what we're going to do. So if we buy another separate jet ski, that will be something we do later. Okay. So with that in mind, then, maybe we will splurge on our house a little bit more. While we will burn through quite a bit of our Charons doing all of this, especially if we want a jet ski, we still have quite a bit left to explore. We have quite a bit left to sell to the merchants also. And we would probably be able to recover, if I activated the cheat engine and sold everything in those barrels, we'd probably get close to about another 10,000 Charons with what I think we've got saved so far. So in other words, we could fully outfit our home, buy all the benches, and get a jet ski. And that is all, that's basically about all we would probably want. Oh, now that we've also got our player housing, all the merchants will also now, I believe, be unlocked to be selling even better quality components and better quality gear. So we're going to want, assuming that they were able to do so to begin with. So we're going to want to visit Oscar, for example, and see if he's going to eventually sell some better pistol frames. In any case, we've been playing for quite a while, so we're going to wrap this up by telling Tanner about what's happened in Core City. Decker, I have found Cornell and the Acid Hunters. Excellent. And what of the device? Did you get a hold of it? I've tracked the cube thing to a Cortec research facility in Core City, but Chortus snatched it before I could get to it. Tanner strokes his beard and responds calmly. That is unfortunate. This makes your mission all the more important, since we cannot afford to leave a powerful artifact in the hands of religious zealots. There's an Institute of Chort located in the upper Underrail. The Chortists must have taken the cube there. You know what must be done, Decker. Find a way to infiltrate it and retrieve the cube. How do you suggest I do that? I'm not sure. You could always try going to their gates in Upper Underrail and asking how one would go about joining them. But from what I hear, they are not accepting new members easily. I advise you to tread carefully there. They are probably looking for certain characteristics in their candidates. You just have to find out what those are. They will most certainly expect you to believe or be accepting of whatever silly doctrine they hold dear. What do you think it is, Tanner? A weapon. Or a part of it. What else could have goaded the Faceless to rise up against a force such against... Wow. What else could have goaded the Faceless to rise up such a force against Core City? I admit that I don't know much about the Faceless as I would like, though, so I might be wrong. I'll see you later. 3 odd experience points for letting Tanner know. Hey, very nice. And you don't have to let him know. You could just attempt to go and get that done anyway. So, always go and see what quests you have and turn them in. Oh, that's right. We have the gauntlet to still do. We also have the arena to finish. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Actually, let's do a little bit of shopping on screen, and then we will call this session. I'm making the sound because, oh, the gauntlet. Oh. It's not the most miserable thing to do in video game history, but I don't like the gauntlet very much. I did it once with Garrett, and I remember trying to record it, and I stopped recording it. And instead, I practiced the gauntlet for a bit, and then it came back to record it. Because the gauntlet is... It's an interesting thing to do. Hey, Decker, what do you need? Let me see what you have in stock. Alright, so... First off, he's restocked his inventory, so we can go ahead and at least get those Charons. Okay, I want all the special bullets he's got that I care about. So that's going to be 9mm and 7.62. Now, oh, he's selling a laser sight. Let's actually good. Let's click on this. So, okay, yep, good to know. So even Cortec, even Southgate Station will sell good quality barrels, but you just have to get lucky with what it is that they're selling at this point in the game. Yeah, the range is all over the place now. But that's good to know, that they do indeed sell better quality barrels even in Core City. So I thought that only certain merchants actually upgraded their gear at certain times during your playthrough. But I think recently, I might be totally wrong about this, but I think recently they changed it, and now all the merchants have a chance of selling slightly better stuff than what they would normally be selling. So we just saw a quality 132. I think it was an Impala SMG frame, for example, here at Southgate Station. And when I was playing through it with this game with Garrett, I don't think we saw anything over quality 82 here in Southgate Station. I came to the wrong place. I meant to go visit Ezra, not Pasquale. Alright, so I think Ezra in particular sells decent shield cores. So let's go visit him. I guess since we're here at the Cyber Labs, we might as well visit them too and see what they're selling. We will eventually be making ourselves some armor. I still think it's going to be Greater Siphoner leather armor, but maybe we'll make some riot armor for ourselves if we can get the weight down on it. Okay, we have a ton of crap that he's willing to buy. He's buying 6 electrical parts. He's also buying 4 psionic components. Alright, so we'll go ahead and sell all of our psionic components because we don't care about them in the slightest. And then we'll sell all that as well. Nice. So this is definitely worth all 500 Charons that he's got. Next. Ah, okay. No fantastic power cores here today. What else is he selling? Anything else really good? That's a good high shield frequency modulator. That one I want. That's a medium one. Can I get a good low? It's a decent low. I kind of would like a higher quality one. How about goggles? Is he selling some really nice goggles? Goggles are horrifically expensive if I want one that lets me see in the dark as well. Shields. Our shield is better than any shield he's selling. Okay, so I don't really see anything else I'm interested in. I guess we'll take the rest in repair kits. Okay, done. Thank you, Ezra. Alright, everyone. So that will finally do it for us. Thank you guys for watching. We come back, I will be... Where will I be? Core City. I'll be... Actually, no. We're going to start our bench quest at this point. So I think we can do that here. So we'll start that, and I'll see you guys then. So we're going to wander around Underrail, and we're going to visit a bunch of cities and buy the workbenches from them. So I will see you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Hope this was fun.